Ukraine Reconstruction Strategies, one of the world's best post-war economy and infrastructures with Industry 4.0 and 5.0 revolutions. As you very well know, if you listen to the national development strategy in any government, it will take at least 4 to 8 hours. However, if it is unprecedented, most innovative, world-best strategy, it will take more than 1 week, 5 days. Because of new discovery of scientific and engineering ideas, achievement, which is not shown in the global market. In this YouTube, I will just introduce very short, quick, simple outline for Ukraine development reconstruction in just 30 minutes. In the world's poorest country due to the Korean War 70 years ago, with the current Korean miracle of the Han River, one of the 10 largest economies in the world, Professor Jo, Hanyang University, Korea, is to provide you the world's best national development and reconstruction economies strategy with the unprecedented, most innovative, creative, first and fifth industrial revolution technology to make you developed country in 2030 for next generation. Now, as you see from these figures, when you do Ukraine reconstruction strategy, they should consider the current achievement in the science and engineering achievements, such as Smart City 4.0, what is ChatGPT, blockchain, metaverse in the infrastructures in Ukraine and also smart cities. And also, how about create miracle of Dnipro River in Ukraine? So Ukraine recovery, accelerating growth for the post-war economy, they need new technology of Industry 4.0 and 5.0 for farming, military, environment, manufacturing, tourism, healthcare, welfare, education, water supply, waste treatment, whatever it is. Let's do it together. Why this war breaks in 21st century? Where is humanity? For any region, this kind of tragedy of a war must disappear from the earth. What are the consequences of the war? And what is different from the bloody fight of greedy predators in the jungle, such as lions, tigers? They are such predators. When you do Ukraine reconstruction policy, they should consider 6 major pillars. First one, emergency reconstruction, such as unexpected landmines, unexploded bombs, radioactive toxic removals, IT basic networks, temporary housing, temporary hospital, temporary market, temporary energy, logistics, water supply, sewage, toilet, and also urgent reunion of families. Second, based on the investigation of overall war damage assessment, radioactive environmental pollution assessment is really important, and also voluntary patriotic sacrifice assessment template. So plan the sequence of fair reconstruction on emergency and future development to lead the global market in 2030 with Industry 4.0 and 5.0, world best and first technology. Third, rebuilding the country with world best innovation, in particular, urban infrastructures, agriculture, health service, education, defense, industrial park, energy, environment, market, housing, and schools, as well as digital and energy resilience in line with the most recent Industry 4.0 global solution and standard, especially carbon neutrality and extreme climate change in 2030. First, continue modernizing the state and its institutions to ensure good governance and respect for the rule of law by providing administrative capacity support and technical assistance, including at regional and local level, with smart governance, smart metaverse, and blockchain governance for fair justice. Implementing a structural and regulatory agenda with the aim of deepening the economic and social integration of Ukraine and its people with the world in line with its global cooperation and path. The rest support the reconstruction of Ukraine economies aside by promoting Industry 4.0 and 5.0 innovative, inclusive economic competitiveness, sustainable trade, private sector development, while contributing to the green and digital transition of the country for the developed country in 2030 global market. So overall, as I said, they need war damage assessment map and report. Damage assessment form for province, city, state with urgent recovery plans based on street territory, voluntary resident, officials, joint assessment form with central drone and satellite confirmation based on blockchain certified damage data, and also development of informal recovery contents design by professional engineer, advisory committee, also artificial intelligence. And also they should make recovery budget assessment for street, city, province, and match the supporting group. First of all, step 1, urgent repair of housing, shopping, farming, water supply, hygiene, healthcare sort of thing. Second, step 2, stable and futuristic in the 4.0 and 5.0 Ukraine development strategy for next generation. This is what they do for Ukraine emergency damage assessment method using drone and smartphone web camera-based remote tireless safety assessment. So they can assess the damages in Ukraine with these algorithms. This is the example of damage assessment form template with artificial intelligence advice. With this thing, they can arrange demolition, reconstruction method, and ballpark figures of budget based on this template. And also, urgent removal of unexpected random mines, unexploded bomb, and also, very harmful toxics in the street, housing, forest, debris, and rice paddies for recoveries using, unmanned, driverless ground vehicles, robots, and also Internet of Things, and also drones. They can do this kind of urgent removal, unexpected random mine maps. So I have this kind of Internet of Things based smart, mine detection patent. I will donate this patent to Ukraine government. And also with this, device, they can, make this kind of radioactive contamination map using, smartphone and also drone, unmanned ground vehicle, robotic vehicles, monitoring because of danger contamination. They should, make use of this kind of new trend of method. Next, in order to remove the toxic gases and also radioactive contamination, they can make use of Industry 4.0 new technologies such as unmanned driving vehicles. At this time, they may, use of robotic manipulator for remote control, toxic removal truck or excavator in simple ways. This is the effective solution to clean up the radioactive polluted site with unmanned driverless vehicle equipment, quantum and also quantum radiation neutralization to avoid radioactive disaster can be suggested. This is my patent to donate to Ukraine government. Using drones, they can monitor the radioactive pollutions. And also after that, they can do the process of reconstruction decision making management to save the efficient time and also reconstruction budget based on this template. As you see from here, damage assessment template also during assessment reconstruction, they can do so many things, and also local and national reconstruction management can be do this kind of sequence, and also smart resilient reconstruction should be followed in this way. At that time, they may use collective intelligence in every field, and also they need one super maestro controls all of these things. And also when do Ukraine recovery with reimagining the next normal, the 5 horizons for Ukraine recovery after war is given. First one, resolve, and second, resilience, third, return, fourth, reimagination, fifth, reform as is shown in these figures. Please read very through in detail. Ukraine recovery ambition is to accelerate sustainable economic growth by 2030 to target. At that time, annual GDP growth rate is greater than 7%. At this time, the solution should be very competitive innovation over any global competition such as Google, Tesla, Samsung, LG in Korea. So answer is they should adopt Industry 4.0 and 5.0 revolution in every sector of industries. This kind of new, innovative, unprecedented development strategy can be, supported by Professor Zhou. And this is what they did. Ukraine National Recovery Council have already identified 15 national programs to boost Ukraine recovery and achieve growth target. They do wonderful job in these different 15 areas. But with these things, they should consider change management in the Ukraine National Recovery Program due to the amazing change in the industry. ICBM is short to IoT, ChatGPT, blockchain, and metaverse, and also science. One amazing example is the development of nuclear fusion energy, artificial sun in 2028. This kind of new science discovery will change everything in industry. So they should consider this kind of new trend, new discovery of science and engineering technology in their development and recovery program. By now, they should do urgent removal of several things, landmines, unexploded bomb, also concrete debris, and also they should develop temporary market, residence, housing, hygiene, security, energy, so many things. By 2025, they should consider time management based on Industry 4.0 revolution. Every, their planning should be changed with 4.0 revolution technology as shown in these figures. And also by 2032, at that time, that will be Industry 5.0 quantum revolution era. At that time, quantum computing and also quantum consciousness expanding will be included in their development and reconstruction programs. And also they should consider change management to be considered in the progress of the Ukraine National Recovery Programs. First one, extreme climate changes. Everything, this global warming, more than expected in 2021, so serious heat wave, cold wave, heavy rain, drought, typhoon, hurricane, drought, wildfire, devastate the globe seriously, getting more worse in coming years. In 2025, appearance of solar black spot may cause more serious change, and also in 2030, appearance of supermoon may cause more serious oceanic physics, sea level rising, climate changes, and also a lot of frequent typhoon and hurricane, and also may cause food crisis. And also, second, since COP26, 27 requires reduction of carbon emission, this kind of carbon emission with carbon neutrality should be included in your plannings. So, and also, as I said, in 2025, after 2 or 3 years later, commercialization of quantum computing more than 1,000 qubits, and also in 2030 more than 10,000 qubits with 6G communication will open the new paradigm of artificial intelligence, humanoid robot, transhuman, brain-computer interface, brain-machine interface. So this kind of new, ICT technologies with quantum computing will change the paradigm of industries, robotics, smart cities, everything it is. First, we may expect another new variant pandemics. We call it X-pandemic outbreak. So we have to prepare that kind of thing. Fifth, and also international war and space civilization warfare, space warfare, kind of things. So we have to consider laser weapon system in the satellite, space station, and also space solar power, Mars, space will be a new habitat for the human. So this kind of new, change management should be considered in the reconstruction strategies. So I would say I give you these 3 different parts. Part 1 is urgent rehabilitation of residents and hygiene. So container housing market, container housing hospital, container office, public traffic, gig-based transportation, temporary water supply, toilet, sanitary, waste treatment, landfills, energy supply, after emergency planning the industrial smart city for 2030 and 2050. Part 2 is urgent solution for economic rehabilitation. How can they do rehabilitate in the 4.0 networked factory, networked farm, networked market in CPS, metaverse platform, to save time and space in virtual and practical place. Third one is autonomous social security and safety afterward, and thus 4.0 citizen autonomy, police, fire, ambulance platform based on thus 4.0 revolutions. And also emergency power supply using heavy oil, LNG floating vessel will be available by urgent purchase or building used or new floating power vessels. So IoT, AI, robot-based, world-based first in the 4.0 safe power plant vessel to supply additional heat, additional hot water, and hydrogen fuel cell power plant is available for neighboring houses and towns. And also proposal of floating SMR, small modular reactor for nuclear power in coastal cities. And also with this new trend of nuclear energy power plant with shipbuilding and job opening in Ukraine shipyard for Ukrainians. And also emergency temporary housing, office, market construction using container and also 3D printing technologies. So I can donate these 3D printing concrete structures and buildings. House will be donated to Ukraine government. And also this kind of emergency toilet water supply, wastewater treatment, how to find a well using a L-load of water banks. And also urgent supply of aggregate sand, still demand for construction. They need a lot of sand, gravel, or steel reinforcement. They can get this kind of construction material from damaged buildings, and so they should provide recycling plan of concrete debris and steel reinforcement from abandoned tank. This is kind of urban mining from demolition of buildings, demolition of a tank or weapons. And also, while waste treatment, so many waste in the street or housing, damaged apartment, so they have to, treat this kind of treatment, and also no landfill. How can they do that? This can be done trading donation app of a smartphone for used item, buy and sell and donation, and also urban mining concept, and also urban oil field to recycle every waste, and also food waste to bioenergy, combustible waste to cogeneration power plant, energy conservation to CDM for additional profit, smart waste grid for zero waste. So we can do this kind of ozone treatment of city waste using cogeneration and biomass plant strategies, and also I can provide this kind of patent for Ukraine government with this patent. This is wastewater treatment with bioalgae to produce bio oils, and also food and medicine drugs. And also urgent emergency hospital and temporary clinic using this kind of containers. So emergency hospital and healthcare network with foreign advanced hospital based on blockchain donation platforms. So temporary container and tent, smart hospital in local region, and also international medical volunteer service with doctors and nurses, medical equipment, drugs, so surgery of diagnosis, mental care, collaboration network using through Zoom, web VOD, smartphone app diagnosis, prescription with foreign doctors. Also, I can provide this kind of in the 4.0 blockchain-based personal, healthcare platform patent to Ukraine government. And also this another IoT Internet Things platform for blood and organ donation. And also, they have to, consider this kind of new trend of world best in the 4.0 smart hospital and healthcare protocols using, state-of-the-art technologies such as quantum medical or metaverse, space, hospital space, and healthcare technology, and also heavy radiotherapies, blockchain, IoT, smart healthcares. This is really wonderful how to develop in the 4.0 autonomous smart healthcare hospital. You can read through in detail one by one, please. And this one's also, so with this new futuristic technology in healthcare will be included in Ukraine Reconstruction Development Project. This is, and also they need urgent training, and also very short training for engineers with gig platform for Ukraine recovery technicians, such as urgent nurse, urgent civil engineers, urgent electrical engineers, urgent housing engineers, right? They have to train this kind of engineers for temporary job and also permanent jobs. So we can provide this kind of new kind of training and education programs. So I call it VUP. VUP is a short to War and Ukraine Premier Program, help is honorable economist and engineer leadership programs. The goal is, as I said, will help citizen leaders reconstruct the world damaged with the convergence of 4.0, 5.0 industry, development to shape the Ukraine higher future by convening leaders and experts from the field of industry, government officials for Industry 4.0, 5.0 smart city, carbon neutrality, urban infrastructure, blockchain, NFT, metaverse, ChatGPT, economics, art and culture, future policy, finance, digital technology. So whatever it is, they should get this kind of new trend of science and technologies. And also in detail, the topic of the future health, building bright Ukraine higher society, the following field will be given. You should read through in detail, please. And also this Ukraine training program is consists of two parts. First one is goal is 2030 glory of Ukraine, urgent reconstruction to be the developed countries. The key contents, urgent reconstruction strategies as shown here, read through in detail. Second, change management in advanced science engineering, Industry 4.0, Industry 5.0. As you see, IoT, CPS, AR, VR, metaverse, whatever it is, for Ukraine development and industries boost strategies. Industry 5.0, quantum computing, BCI, BMI, so technologies. And also, third, amazing change in civilization. I call it civilization 2.0. Everything, our civilization will totally change in 2030, believe me. So, and also, we should make innovative project, innovative education, innovative industry, innovative tourism, farming, economy, military defense, disaster prevention, whatever it is, will be changed in the near future, I mean in 2030s. So this kind of new trend will be provided in these education programs. The first class, 210 class is given with 3 hours lectures for Ukraine, and also short programs, emergency training program for immediate reconstruction, just 1 day, 8 hours lectures for detailed field engineers, and also detailed how to operate heavy equipment, sort of things. When we do recovery, reconstruction strategy after war for Ukraine miracle, the most important thing is no more corruption. So we need fair, phase through real decentralized recovery plans with international aid. Then how can we apply, blockchain system these Ukraine recovery programs? So Ukraine can do it as the same as Korea did in Han River. Then the first heavy construction equipment for war debris treatment, waste treatment, facility recycling. Second, housing necessities, water tissues, portable toilets, sewage, so many things. Third, volunteer expert work manpower. They need, give their hand to recover this Ukraine. First, recovery fundraising, donation. All of this will be rewarded by blockchain Ukraine coin platform. So with this Ukraine blockchain coin platform, they can fight against the destructive city, destructive nation, kill the environment, economy for next generation. With this program, they can break all the inequality in the society, and also they can provide this kind of equal opportunities. Please stop this YouTube and read through in detail. So this is one example using Ukraine recovery coin afterward. So Ukraine has already launched NFT Museum of War Encrypt to push to fund war effort. US is fundraising the heavy equipment, materials, talent, manpower fundraisings. So since blockchain has social weakness due to unstable fluctuation, new paradigm of blockchain I call real chain, proposed by myself, will serve guarantee the donators money, materials, talent, their service voluntarily sacrificing people with certified UR coin or social asset welfare in honor reward programs. This is one example by Industry 4.0 ICBM Symbiotic Smart City 4.0 for future Ukraine, which is the unprecedented, most innovative thing in the world with Industry 4.0, 5.0 technologies. This is just kind of a diamond figure to show every service, every infrastructure in Ukraine 4.0 smart cities. So with this, in those 4.0 ICBM smart city, most futuristic city in the world with symbiotic. Symbiotic means living together among the peoples with voluntary service, voluntary participation, voluntary sacrifice, with shared economy, talent and jobs. Voluntary donation, fair distribution of technology, job, wealth platforms. So, National Development Strategy in the 4.0 Ukraine Revolution for Vision 2030 to 2050, this is the urgent solution after all with the concept of Industrial Revolution 4.0 and 5.0 technology, which create the most innovative recovery strategy for 12 smart infrastructures. It will take more time. So this world-based Ukraine national development strategy after was composed of two parts. First part is fast recovery with international support and aid. Second part is future vision with in the 4.0 and 5.0 Ukraine development. So as I said, it will take more than 1 or 2 days to explain all of these things. So this world-based Ukraine national development strategy afterward will be continued in next YouTube because of this YouTube time sharing. Please watch the world-based Ukraine development solutions. I'm the director of Hicks Consulting. This is world-lead innovative customized consult for your business, for your project, and also Ukraine Reconstruction project. So I'm the 4th and 5th, 6th and 7th industrial revolution and also scientific revolution, the human revolution and the religious revolution are coming. So we are leading those new trend of futuristic industries. So I will provide and also I will donate my talent for the development of Ukraine reconstruction. Thank you very much. Please watch second step of YouTube, please. Thank you. Bye-bye.